Hello students, in this second chapter we will study the testing of engine and finding various parameters to compare performance of various engines. We are also doing heat balance to get account of every drop of fuel we fire in combustion chamber. That is, we will calculate the what amount of energy is converted into the useful work and what amount of fuel is used to generate useful work. This is nomenclature of IC engine. Here is a pictorial view of a typical engine cylinder. Here you can see an arrangement of a cylinder and a piston. At the top of the piston you can see and at the top of the cylinder you can see the spark plug or fuel injector. That means this cylinder is of a petrol engine. Here you can see a top dead center and bottom dead center where the piston travels during its working cycle. This is again two pictures of a normal cylinder and a piston arrangement. There is an inlet valve, exhaust valve. Inlet valve is useful to transfer fuel and air mixture inside the cylinder. Exhaust valve is open when the power stroke is completed and exhaust gases are ready to move out. Various other components are gadget pin, cylinder block, crankshaft, crankset, crank pin, crank, connecting rod, etc. Cylinder bore. Internal diameter of the cylinder of an engine is known as bore. Stroke, which can be denoted as L, the distance travelled by the piston from one of its dead center to another, it is called as stroke. That means the total distance travelled by the piston during the stroke. Piston swept volume. The nominal volume generated by the working piston when travel from one dead center to other. It is calculated as the product of the piston area and the stroke. Clearance volume. The nominal volume of the space on combustion side of a piston at top dead center. Total cylinder volume is equal to piston swept volume and a cylinder volume. Compression ratio. It is the ratio of the numerical value of a cylinder volume and the numerical value of the combustion space of a clearance volume. Piston speed. The average distance travelled by the piston per unit in an engine is known as piston speed. Next, let's move to the next topic, engine testing. The purpose of the engine testing is to get data which is not possible by the theoretical calculation. It is also used to validate data which is used while designing the engine. That means whenever the designer designs the engine, they have considered or assumed some of the data and they have calculated some of the results. To validate the assumption and to validate the output of the engine, the testing has to be done. Third, to satisfy the customer by assured fuel consumption. Only by the engine testing, the manufacturer of the car can assure the customer the fuel consumption, that is the mileage. In Indian road condition or in Indian market, the mileage of a car or vehicle is very important. To attract the customer, they must have to provide the details about the mileage of the engine. There are two types of tests, commercial test and thermodynamic test. Thermodynamic test. Purpose of a thermodynamic test is to check actual results with the theoretical or ideal performance, to calculate indicated power, brake power, frictional power, rate of fuel consumption, and heat carried off exhaust gases. These all parameters are required and for the calculation of thermodynamic test. Commercial test. The purpose of the commercial test are to calculate rated power, that is assured fuel consumption, that is again the mileage of the or performance of the engine cylinder, to calculate the consumption of a lubricating oil, to calculate the consumption of a cooling water and other, to calculate the steadiness of an engine under valid load condition, to calculate the overload carrying capacity of an engine. That means from above commercial test, the manufacturer can give clear view of a performance of the vehicle. That means what is the consumption of a fuel, lubricating oil, cooling water, or after what cycle the cooling water or cooling oil has to be changed, or what is the mileage of an engine, or what is also the loading capacity of an engine. So to provide all this necessary information to the customer, these commercial tests are done. Thank you for patient listening. Have a nice day.